we have to be very careful within our community as black folks. Right now, there is this movement, unfortunately, where I see clinically men, black men specifically, being labeled as narcissists. This may or may not be true to who this person is, but we have to be careful in that part of the understanding of narcissism is that in order to understand narcissism, we have to understand specifically how a narcissist typically is made. First, what you do is you take a boy and you deny him the empathy, sympathy, and nurturing through the caretaking system when he is a kid. A lot of times this is not done on purpose. What typically happens when I see people in therapy is that I see mostly black and brown folks. And if we understand what that means is most of the time, unfortunately, black boys are growing up in single parent households. And usually that single parent is a mother. And that mother has to be two parents in one. In order to imbue this little boy to be the best version of himself as a man, the mother tends to overcompensate sometimes by being too hard on the boy. The expectations for him to act like a boy, the expectations for him to be more manly is at the expense of his softness. And empathy and sympathy and nurturing is not provided evenly to this boy when he's young. And what happens if you do that for 18 years, the boy will grow up to be a man devoid of empathy, sympathy, and nurturing. And what will happen is he will get married to a woman who will not be able to penetrate his ability to nurture, be empathetic and sympathetic to her. And in lieu, what he will be labeled is as a narcissist. Because most of the time when we see narcissism, we're seeing someone who is focused on himself and devoid of feelings or being able to be close to other people. And if they are, they tend to focus more on their ability to make money, their ability to provide, what they have in assets, or their total worth as a whole. And unfortunately, we can't always blame a man who is narcissistic when he was programmed in a system to hate the very thing that helped shaped him in that way, which is unfortunately a lot of times a black woman. We have to be careful with that label. Thank you.